Alright. This is it. The beginning, not the beginning, but the true final ending of all, once and for all. We're gonna defeat Tanzera. Whatever his name is. Now, why do we get it here and not against that other dragon? I don't get that. Yep. I think we have plenty of time. Yep. I could have easily ended it there, but nope. Yep. There it is! We did it! That is the end, once and for all, of Tanzera! Everything, and of Act Razor. I love this game. Professional mode, probably could have been done a bit more. I added more to it. You know, like they could have probably added where in the boss gauntlet, you know, where it was both the first boss and the second boss. Yeah, so the staff of Act Razor again from Oyoshi Mizuzuki. Once again, I have to say, brilliant, excellent music. I love it. It was very good. All the sprites, everything was good. I enjoyed every last detail, even up till the professional mode. Just enjoying it myself, even though it kind of took me a little while to get it done. But even though I did get stuck because I wasn't able to beat the boss gauntlet, unlike I used to be able to, because I'm getting too old for this. But I'm not getting too old that I can't play video games. No, I just can't be doing games that just make me have to want to quit. Where, as opposed to before, it didn't make me want to have to quit. The older you get, the more harder a game it is. You know, to the point that it's like, do you really want to quit or do you really want to finish it? I wanted to finish it, so yeah, I had to use methods that I wasn't planning on doing. But I did it anyway, and I beat it. To me, it counts as a win. I don't care. You know, it's not. It's, you know, an actual better thing than you can do without cheat codes or with cheat codes. It's not really better one way or the other. It's just good enough. And if you can't accept that, then I don't know what the hell to tell you. You know? And it wasn't just the cheat code, the God mode that helped me out. There was the fact that I was able to calmly and effectively do it without any problems. Continue this on. If I hadn't been to where I was at, man. I like to finish a game. So even if I had to use other methods, you are the best player. Yeah, right. Anyway. Thanks for saying that, though. But anyway, I am not a fan of Act Razor 2. So I probably won't be completing that until I can figure out a way to absolutely complete it. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this series. It was fun for me to make, fun for me to well, I wouldn't say I actually made the game, but I actually made the series of videos to absolutely show it up in its entirety. So a lot of times, games get undertaken, or not undertaken, but underachieved and under the radar, where not a lot of people do them. And I'm not doing it just for that either. I'm doing it because I want to, you know. Not that I owe it to anybody but myself, because I promised myself I would do this. That's how I truly feel about it. So yeah, it was good to complete this, because now we get to start on Super Mario World, even though the Super Mario World has already been started, but I mean, like, where I add more videos, because I'm not done yet with that game, even though I'm getting somewhat closer the more I play it. But yeah, so yeah, hope you guys enjoyed it, because this is the end of Actrader. I can't promise you Actrader 2 until I figure out what's going on there, but eventually I might get it going and see what happens. Then I might play the remake. As you very well might know, or not know, that I am not really a big average fan of remakes, because of the way they literally generally come out, when they absolutely rip it from the core and change it to the point it is not the same feeling it gives you. You can actually call it that. I don't care what anybody says. Even though they just slap that title on there, it's a whole other game. It's actually just, that's what it is. It's branded into a whole brand new game. And it's not the same game you once knew. It's because it has the same title. It's because it might have great graphics and all that. It's not the same game. I was like, if I said, right now, this is Final Fantasy VII, you're watching from the original, and then they take it, rip it off, which they've already done that anyway, but they make it to the point that there is no other characters. They've tried to do that with a couple characters, which is one of the biggest letdowns they've ever done. Plus, the fact is that game was not complete. Although it was complete, I don't understand that. And there were other things I was not very impressed about. I mean, I could have handled the idea of the dancing crap, but the idea of the crap that what makes it crap is the idea of what you have to do and is involved into it. Okay, it's just not cool. You got to do a bunch of mashing contests where you bunch the thing, otherwise you'll never get it done. I bet you can't go through it without actually having to do that. It's really stupid. There's something else I didn't like about it, but I can't go into that because, well, but that's just how I feel about it. So, like I said, I respect my grandfather, not for what he said, but what he could do. Which was invent things, which I'm not even sure what the hell they were specifically, but I know they were great inventions that he made that no one else could do. And hell, even if you sell off the rights, unless you're willing to teach them or they can learn on their own, it wouldn't be anything except to sell the rights to it. Like, oh yeah, I can just sell the product, but I can't make it. So once it's done, it's done, which means if it breaks down, or for whatever reason, to the point that the original source code, that's it. That's the end of that game, that product, whatever it may be. I don't agree with my grandpa. I don't think he was. I'm not gonna say he wasn't a bad person, but I will say that, yeah, my grandpa was my grandpa. And that's about all there is for that. And if you don't like that, well then, and if I'm being labeled from my grandfather, then there's something wrong, because even my dad didn't pass that on to me. All that racist BS that my grandpa put out there. My grandma didn't support it, but she still loved him. Because back then it was like you had to support your man no matter what. Even if you didn't agree with their ideals. Nowadays, even if you do agree with their ideals or don't, you can definitely not have to support the guy involved. still love them, but or not. It doesn't really matter, you know. Anyway, that's all I'm gonna say on that. I mean, you know, despite that, like I said, there is always gonna be that. So yeah. For the rest of his life would have been just bad and miserable. But he wouldn't have cared. Like, much like me. If anything, the traits I get from it and all of it, it's just the idea that I don't care like much anybody else. The only difference is that I'm not going to be a racist. Sorry, I just won't. I refuse to do so. And I don't mean like I'm apologizing, like, oh yeah, I should have been a racist all along. No. I mean, like, well, I shouldn't be saying sorry, but like, it's a trigger of a speech. Well, not always, but anyway. I'm not going to apologize in general for not actually being a racist. Because if I was a racist, man, I wouldn't even be standing here. Probably would have been gone already. You know, nobody would respect me. Of course, there's a lot of people that don't respect me anyway, despite that, but anyway. You know, one of the things as well that I want to talk about is when it comes to being a security manager or anybody, we have the right to walk away from a conversation, especially when you are berating us to the death. You know, especially because we know it ain't gonna solve no issues by continuing on this conversation. So go on, man. And why would you try to get someone fired because, oh, you don't like them and whatever? It's obvious that after, once they've made up their mind about you, you know, it's time to leave. Why should I have to stick around? I don't care. I've never heard anywhere where a security has to sit there, a guard has to sit there and listen to you berate them over your pressing problems about that security guard. Even though that security guard in general, but the security guard didn't do nothing to you, and it's like, that's the problem. It didn't do nothing to you. But you act like he did. And he's just doing his job. And I make sure everything's, you know, safe. Later. I mean, I realize that not all security guards are good security guards. I mean, I wouldn't say I'm perfect at my job, but I'll be damned if I ever heard of a person who's been where they haven't had their own health issues or something like where people just like, okay, they say everybody loves them. That's bull crap. Okay, not everybody loves somebody. You know, when you really think about it, it's, you know, as negative as it is, you know, a lot of people are going to hate you, a lot of people are going to like you, a lot of people are just going to be like, they don't care one way or the other. It's the way it is. There's no such thing as an equal world of everybody loves exactly one person all around the world. I've had a lot of haters. I had a lot of them that like to betray me. At a moment's notice. That's just the bag. That's just the thing we have to deal with life. Always gonna be those haters and trolls that absolutely hate on you. I mean, hey, I can accept it. But what I can't accept is the idea is that, oh yeah, everybody loves me. That's not true. Never has been, never will be. Anyway, later.